Good evening, Beer Fan TV. Tonight I have a bottle of Kwak to review. It's a great beer that they have on the Perfect Draft. Getting it in a bottle is not a bad try before you buy. Make sure you're happy with it before maybe jumping in with a big 5 litre keg. So let's get into it. Yes, so the beer itself, Kwak, it dates back to the 18th century. The gentleman that actually made it was a guy called Kwak. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his first name correctly. I might have murdered that. Apologies if I have. But he was an innkeeper and he brewed his own beer. Story has it, in those days, the mail and postal coaches used to stop off and get themselves a beer, a light refreshment. But it was during the Napoleonic Code, and back then, the coach drivers, weren't allowed to enjoy a drink with the actual people in the coaches. They weren't allowed to get out the coaches. So this glass was apparently made so that it could be attached to the carriages, then to enjoy a beer on the go. And I think the idea might have been that this bit looks like this may have been attached to the coach. This might have been used for maybe, I don't know, maybe one of those light things with oil in it. And, you know, one of those is put in it, and while they're driving along it could rattle around with their beer in it. I don't know. But that's how the story has it. And that's how these glasses came around. So I purchased the actual beer glass itself from Garage Bar, and I bought it online. They've got loads on there. It was quite well priced. It turned up okay, and it actually turned up better than okay. It turned up really well packaged, bubble wrapped, turned up and on as expected. Got emails, notifications. I'd highly recommend, if you're looking to get your beer glasses, go and see them, have a look what they've got on there. They have got literally, I think most of the beer glasses that are out there, they have this one on there anyway, which is quite handy. So highly recommended. Go and see them if you need glasses. So the beer itself is, going from the back of the label, it's an original bright amber beer with a dense and creamy head. It's top fermented beer. That basically means they scrape, basically the fermentation comes up, they scrape it off, and then you can use that for your next batch. And it's a nice explosion in the mouth of biscuit, banana, hints of orange marmalade, notes of caramel and spices to finish off a delicate bitterness. Sounds quite nice, doesn't it, really? The actual AVB is 8.4%, and this is in a 330ml bottle. It also has on the back here, which is quite interesting, a little diagram. It tells you to hold the beer, the actual glass thing itself, at pretty much 45 degrees, the bottle at 90, probably shouldn't have done that, and you should serve it between 6 and 9 degrees. So the beer itself, you can buy these for about £2.80 for a bottle this size. I purchased mine from BeerHawk. I bought it in. They've got some really great beer bundles on there at the moment, and the one that I purchased was a Belgian bundle, 15 bottles of beer, 35 quid. I think I had a £5 voucher for a beer on them, or something to do with the football. So I used that and I managed to get free delivery. Still paid £35, but got this beer, and it was with another bundle of 35. There's a few on there to look at. They've even got lager ones, all sorts. Have a look. Great selection. So this is the exciting part. Have a look at it. Never had this before. Never had it. I'll be honest, I was always a little bit intimidated because it's 8.4%. And the first time I saw it and was on the list on BeerHawk for the Perfect Draft, and I always thought 8.4%, that's too strong. It will taste like Tenant Super, you know, all that kind of stuff. I thought that's not really going to be for me. And you know, I thought if I did try it, I'd try it like this, in a bottle. So, but let's go. So, we'll follow the label on the back. We'll follow the instructions if we get a good pour. So it says, I'm just worried about that falling out, 45, and then 90. I think that might have worked. Maybe not. Okay, so straight away, it's a lively one. That might take a while to settle, but that is actually quite lively, isn't it? Might have to come back to this. Jesus. this really is taking a little while to go down. I've even tried pouring a little bit more in the hope. I want to smell the beer, but I'm just worried that because it's in the bottleneck, you're not really going to get the smells of the beer. So I need to try and get this up. Okay, so we're back. We are almost there. It's taken a little while. I think once we manage to get the level of beer past this bit, it's kind of picked it up a bit. But if we get in there and have a smell, so you can, it does smell a bit boozy. I'm not gonna lie, but you are getting the caramels coming up through the nose. Quite nice. So colour-wise, it's quite dark. It's quite dark in colour, and I think very similar to what it says on the label. It's got quite a good head on it as well. Creamy, you know, 3 maybe 4 finger head, and it looks quite dense as well, as per described on the label. And it's quite dark in colour. There is not a lot of carbonation there at all. Not at all. But I think maybe what we need to do is get in there and give it a sip. So, cheers. That's actually quite nice. You get those caramels. I'm getting that. I'm not really getting a marmalade, if I'm honest. Biscuity, quite dry. It's got that bitter, you can get that. I'm getting that bitter bit. But one thing I would say is it doesn't drink like it's 8.4%. I would almost say it's very similar to kind of a blonde, in all fairness. It kind of has, it's a nice taste, it doesn't hit you too hard, and I'd say it's probably quite an enjoyable drink, to be honest. You don't think you're drinking 8.4% in alcohol. The glass is a bit kind of a bit difficult. I'm worried it's going to fall out and smash, but I'm sure it's not. But yeah, I would say overall it's actually probably quite a nice, enjoyable drink. I'd definitely say it's not a session beer. I'd say this is probably more of a sipper. I'd say this is probably kind of something to have nice with a meal, maybe a steak, some bit of meat, maybe a little bit of barbecue, and then you could have one of this with a meal, and then you could move on to something else afterwards that you could probably have more than 1 or 2 of. I think in a keg it would be quite a lot to drink, to be honest, especially one individual drinking 6 litres of this stuff. I think it'd take a while. And drinking out this glass is not the easiest. But no, nice beer that. And I always think that with beers, all beers have their place, and I think that, you know, something like this is really not something that you're going to probably have a session on. It'll be something that you'd have with a meal. Yeah, just an enjoyable beer with some food, some nice meat, maybe something like that. A cooked meal, I think would go quite nice with it. Would I have it again? I'd definitely. Listen, if I was going to buy more bottles of beer and there was a Kwak in there, I certainly wouldn't turn around and say, nah, not really one for me. It's a nice Belgian beer, I think, at the end of the day. So really, just to sum up, what do I think? I think it's a really nice beer. I think it's really quite enjoyable. I think having the glass is a bit of an experience as well. Would you use the glass? Let us know in the comments below. The other thing as well, what's it going to be like to wash up? Is it something, if I had a keg of the stuff, would I keep using the glass? I don't know if I probably would, to be honest. I think I'd probably just put it into a normal glass. I don't really know if this really changes the taste much at all. One thing I have done though, and I would highly recommend, is keeping a bottle out at room temperature maybe before you drink it, just to get the temperature up, because I do think you get more of the taste of the beer, and that's what you're paying for with these Belgian beers. So listen, I'm going to go back to enjoying my beer. Thank you for watching, liking and subscribing. Comments are always welcome. Let us know if you've had the beer, let us know what you think of it, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks very much, take care.